We've got huge updates on this episode of Flip It Forward. From a major floor update to backyard digging to the front deck being stripped down and the cedar siding getting ready to be installed on the peak of the front house. And unfortunately, we've got some horrible news about the gas line and the egress window. How are we going to make this a 4-bedroom house? Before you dig, it's always important to call out locates. Otherwise, you run the risk of hitting, worst case scenario, a gas line, an electrical line. But you could also hit something like fiber optics, internet cable, anything like that. So I'll be honest with you, I don't know what a lot of this stuff means, but I know if there's a line there, don't dig over it. Something big's right here, and we have a gas line right here. Now, right here is where the egress window goes for our 4th bedroom in the basement. So this sucks. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what we do from here. It runs right where our window well needs to be. This basically puts the no-go on this egress window, but somehow we still have to figure out how to get a 4th bedroom in this house. Without a 4th bedroom, this house is worth significantly less money. So we got to figure it out. I don't know what to do though. The other option, now here, come with me to the other side of the house. Now over here is the second option for the egress window, but it's up against the driveway. It's not the best option. We'd have to come up with some type of grate that could theoretically be driven over. I mean, it really shrinks down and encroaches into the driveway. Maybe not driven over, but at least walked over. But another option, we could cut out this pad. There's already, existing joints right here. We could cut this out, maybe put the egress window right here, which is on the other side of that downstairs bedroom. Neither one of these are good options. I don't know what to do at the moment, but we're going to have to figure it out, or this 4-bedroom drops down to a 3-bedroom with a great bonus room. But from a real estate perspective, we really need to get it up to that 4th bedroom with that egress window. Let's go back to the front and take a look at where the cedar siding is going to go. So we really wanted to make the curb appeal of this house really pop. We've had the railing stripped off of the deck. The deck's been pressure washed, sanded. It's looking really good. I thought we were going to have to replace some of the deck boards, but the doer that was hired to do this deck did a fantastic job, and it looks like we can save all of these deck boards. Now, to accent the deck, we've got cedar shake shingles going up on the peak of the house. Here's what they look like. They're going to look phenomenal going across the peak of this house. They're going to really add curb appeal. We've got a doer repainting all of the window flashing around the outside of the window, around the outside of the door. All this is going to be painted black. So the house is going to be white, black, and cedar. Again, the deck is going to be stained a nice cedar tone with black railings and steel cables. It's really going to pop. Now, one last thing on this outside. We tore out all of the existing flower beds, all of the existing landscaping. Everyone always ends up with all of these landscaping blocks. They update their landscaping, they just get tired of it. They want something new. And what do they do with those landscaping blocks? They're so hard to get rid of. So we listed a project and we encourage doers to try to upcycle landscaping blocks. So here, let's go down here and let's check out what we landed on. So the doer we awarded this project to is recycling, reusing all of these landscaping blocks, and we're going to redo this retaining wall, the front flower garden, underneath where the scaffolding is currently at. All of the landscaping is going to be with these blocks. It's going to look really good. Can't wait to see it finished. The curb appeal on this house is really going to pop. Let's jump into the backyard, see what's going on over there. Look at that. Talk about a doer going above and beyond. So it looks like they'd sanded down and pressure washed this threshold. Added bonus. That wasn't part of the bid, but I like that they went the extra mile on that. So back here's a little bit of a mess. This area was just a hodgepodge of bushes and weeds. They started grading it and they're like, Derek, there are root balls, there are bushes coming up everywhere. Like, we should just tear it out, let us go through there, only take us a few minutes. They tore out a bunch of root balls right here along this fence. I can't wait to, put in a nice, flat, well-graded, well-groomed area for this future family to walk into. All right, so we got started on the floors last week, and if you remember from what these floors looked like on day one, they were bad. Come in here, let's look at how far they've come. Now these were really chewed up. Gaps everywhere, nicks, deep scratches. There were some really bad burns through here. I remember there being some really bad burns over here. And they've laid down their first coat of stain. They went and they looked at the areas that were still really bad. They've sanded them back down. These floors, when we get done, I am so impressed at what they've been able to do with these floors. I'll be honest with you, they look so good, sanded, just natural. But there's just so many burns once you started to apply a clear coat on there. In fact, I want to go into that back bedroom and I want to see what that red Kool-Aid spot looks like. Oh man, if I didn't know it was there, I wouldn't be able to tell you where it was at. Somewhere in here, there was a giant red stain and they sanded it down. We tried a lighter coat. Oh, you know what? Because I'm sitting here staring at it, you can kind of see the red right there. But that's all I can see, the really bad spots of it. They applied their first layer of stain. There were some areas that I was like, guys, I really don't like this. Really needs to be touched up. So they came in, they resanded it. They're doing a phenomenal job. Again, this is just the first coat. Once this is done, it's gonna be so good. All right, so you're probably wondering why in the world did we do the floors with so much left to do in the house? Well, the answer to that is we were struggling to find a plumber that didn't want to charge an arm and a leg. Plumbing bids on this house came in as high as $42,000. We put the word out there, we put the feeler out there, emailed all the registered plumbers on the platform, let them know about this project, so we're waiting for bids to come in. While we were waiting, remember we've only got 69 days start to finish to get this house done. So while we were waiting, we're like, what else can we do? How can we fill those days? That's why we got started on the floor. Yesterday, we finally secured the plumber on this project. His bid, $8,200. Master plumber, that's a fifth of that high bid at 42,000 bucks. Now that we've got a plumber, the permit's being pulled, now we can get in here and take care of this. We are actually gutting all of the plumbing in the entire house. So all of the existing pipes coming out, we don't want any of this stuff. If we're gonna go through all this work of gutting and redoing the house, let's do it right. Let's go take a peek at upstairs, see where it's at and what we still have to do up there. It was painted like a month ago, sealed. It smells so much better. The day we bought this place, you could taste how bad it was up here. It was horrible.
How would you describe the smell?
It's like a mixture of cat piss and BO.
Up here, everything's framed up, just waiting for the plumber. Now that we have him secured, he's gonna get the plumbing up here redone. The vanity, the toilet, shower goes right here. We're turning this place from it was a 1.5 bath. When we're done, it'll be a 3 bath, 4 bedroom. Talk about an epic house for somebody to walk into. Kitchen's gutted. It's ready for the plumber to do his work. As soon as the plumber has his permit, he's gonna get started. We'll clear out this room. It looks like all this has been a catch-all since the floors were being redone. Let's go down into the basement. Still looks like a bit of a dungeon down here, but while we're here, now that we have a plumber, he told me he needs some more concrete taken out. So we were initially gonna put a door right here. And because this is a load-bearing wall, our floor joists break right here, they rest right here. We would have had to install a bunch of shoring, all of that stuff. That wasn't a big deal when we had a ton of time. So to save some time, save some money, because plumbing came in a little higher than we expected, we're going to move the vanity over into this corner. So we need to cut out a little bit more concrete. Let's say like that. We'll put the vanity in this corner, and he requested, so this is the drain, but because of the fall, it has to slope, right? So many inches per feet, and I'm not a plumber. I don't know what those numbers are, but this is sitting too high. So the drain is too high from an elevation perspective. So he wants us to cut out a little bit more concrete so he can tie into the drain as it's a little bit further down and have the proper fall for his new plumbing line. So let's clean this area out and let's mark out a little bit more concrete. If you're a concrete cutter, you're in the Des Moines area, get on here, bid on this. We're gonna take that out, let's call it another 4 feet. That should give him what he needs. Hopefully next week we'll have plumbing roughed in.